Here's what's really, and I mean really interesting, and I bet none of you even knew this. I never thought in a million years I would say this. I kind of feel bad for Texas A&M fans. Where are all these Texas A&M fans at? It's awfully quiet over there. I'm not going to let y'all forget. Remember in the offseason all that smack y'all was talking? Now it's quiet. You're not saying nothing. I know I just said a double negative. You're not saying nothing, but you get what I'm trying to say. We made a video earlier today. I'm sure some of you saw it. I'm sure some of you haven't. If you haven't, feel free to go check it out. But we talked about the Nebraska and Scott Frost situation. This video I'm about to make right now, and hopefully you're watching it and hopefully you also enjoy it, has one major thing in common with the video we also posted earlier today. I know what you're sitting there asking. Yo, Matt, what is this one thing? I'm glad you asked that question, because this one major thing this video and the other video has in common is I was right about Jimbo Fisher and I was right about Scott Frost. I couldn't have been any more right about these coaches and about these programs. What did I say in the offseason? I'm sure a lot of you remember it. I don't give a flying fudge sickle if Jimbo Fisher gets the best recruiting class for the next 10, 15, 20 years. He will never, and let me repeat this, he will never, ever, ever in a million years win a championship at Texas A&M. It's not going to happen. Jimbo Fisher is single-handedly the most overrated head coach in college football right now. He is 100% a fraud, and what made me dislike him even more is when he took personal shots at Nick Saban. Maybe that didn't bother some of you, but to me it did, because notice how Nick Saban, he didn't take personal shots at Jimbo Fisher in the offseason, but Fisher was calling Saban a dark person and he's done terrible things in the past. Like, come on, man, be real. Maybe instead of worrying about Nick Saban, you should worry about your own team. I'm sorry, I'm apologizing. Let me calm down, and let's get down to business. I want you to pay attention to this. On a serious note, and I'm not talking about losing to Appalachian State, Texas A&M as a program right now is in a midlife crisis. I don't want to try to overhype this, but you can't downplay it either, because they're facing a huge dilemma at this current moment. Once again, let me make this clear. I'm not talking about the loss to Appalachian State. It is much more than that. There is so much going on with this program, and we got to talk about it. We got so much to talk about and go over, and we're going to dive deep into detail and find out what's really going on, and I'm going to let you know right now, you're not going to want to miss it. What I'm about to tell you later in this video, I can guarantee you it's something you didn't know, and it's going to shock you. How do I say this nicely? Texas A&M and Jimbo Fisher, they're in a sticky situation. Also, to go along with that, we got another small topic to talk about, and that's the quarterback battle at Michigan right now. I haven't seen too many people talking about it, but to me, that's a very intriguing topic going on. The quarterback battle's been going on for a while now, and they officially have a new starter, and it's not the guy from last year. We gotta talk a little bit about that quarterback battle at Michigan. No intro, no none of that. If you like college football content, what are you doing? We're on the road to 300K, and we can't get there without your help. We would love to have you here. We're building an awesome community. Shout out to everybody that is subscribed. All right, Matt, blah, 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 shut the crap up now. Without further ado, let's get into it. Let's get this minor stuff out of the way first, because we're not going to spend more than a minute or two even talking about it. I do want to bring it to light, though, because it's a situation I've been keeping up with myself. That situation I'm referring to is no other than the quarterback battle at Michigan between Cade McNamara and JJ McCarthy. Whoa, 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 whoa. I know a lot of you right now, you're sitting there going, yo, Matt, why are we talking about this? It's not a big deal. If you're one of those people saying that, I strongly disagree. It is a huge deal, especially for Michigan. Most of you know how I feel about the sorry Big Ten in Michigan. I think Michigan is also one of the most overrated teams in the country. When it comes down to the most overrated college football programs of all time, number one is Notre Dame and number two is Michigan. That doesn't matter, it's besides the point. Anyways, getting back on topic, last year Michigan snuck into the playoff after upsetting Ohio State. Kudos to them, that was an awesome win, and you made it to the playoff. However, everybody and their mom knew they wasn't going to win the championship with Cade McNamara playing quarterback. He's not an elite quarterback. Yes, he's good enough to get you to the playoff. He's kind of in the same boat as DJ Uyunglele. He's good enough to where you can't justify benching him, but you know deep down he's not going to lead you to a championship. And finally, Jim Harbaugh realized that, because he stated in the offseason going into this year, week one, McNamara is going to start. Week two, the young kid, JJ McCarthy, is going to start. And whoever plays better, they will be the starter. To make a long story short, McNamara didn't play so well in the first week, and last week, which was week two, the Saturday, JJ McCarthy, he went off. You do got to throw in there and mention, this is a key point, they played one of the worst teams in the country in Hawaii, but still, he played awesome. He was 11 for 12. 225 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 INTs, and almost a perfect QBR of 99.2? The only thing he could have done better was go 12 for 12. He played good. McNamara came in garbage time, and still against Hawaii, he threw an interception. Go figure, and even though it was garbage time, his QBR was still only 1.8. I get it, he didn't play a lot, but that's been the story and the remedy of the McNamara era. McNamara era, that's a tongue twister, but I think I said it okay. Unless something tragic happens in practice or something happens off the field, JJ McCarthy is going to start the rest of the season. Just like with Clemson, my entire opinion on this team, it changes with the quarterback. With Clemson, if Uyunglele's a quarterback, no, they can't win a championship. With Michigan, if Cade McNamara is a quarterback, no, they can't win a championship. However, if you insert the new young guy who's better, like a Cade Klubnik for Clemson or this JJ McCarthy cat, yeah, I think you got a better shot. I'm not saying you're going to win it, but I firmly believe you have a better shot. You can tell, it's clear as day to see. I watched this game, and I even watched replays of it. JJ McCarthy, he throws a beautiful pass. Is he late on some receivers? Yes. Is everything perfect? No, but he's a young guy. He's going to get there. I like the McCarthy kid. As a matter of fact, I love everything about him. He's got that swagger, the moxie, everything you want in a college quarterback. If I was a Michigan fan, I would be feeling pretty good and pretty confident moving forward. All right, getting that out the way, moving on to the main topic, the main encore, the main reason credit to the video, Texas A&M and Jimbo Fisher. Where do you want me to start with this bozo? And let me clarify before I even get into this, and I am going to get amped up. Here's your warning right now. It's not just Jimbo Fisher who looks like a clown. It's that entire program. The athletic director, everybody involved, y'all are the ones who believed in him. So if you believe in a clown, I think you're a clown as well. Unless you've been living under a rock, I'm pretty sure we all heard what happened Saturday. A&M lost to Appalachian State at home. The worst part about this loss, and I'm going to talk about it, trust me, is A&M wasn't the better team on Saturday. If you would have took away the jerseys from both teams and took away that ranking and you never watched college football, you would have thought Appalachian State, they was Texas A&M. They was the best team in the country, or not the best team. They was the 6th best team in the country. Take away the ranking, take away the jerseys, Appalachian State looked like the SEC team. I have never, and I mean never seen something as embarrassing as what I saw Saturday at Allen Field. I want y'all to think about this. Think about whenever Alabama ever loses. Think about all their losses. Whenever Alabama lose, what normally happens? The opposing team's quarterback plays the game of their life. Johnny Manziel, Cam Newton, Joe Burrow, last year, Zach Calzada, who else? Trevor Lawrence. Everybody just think of it. Anytime Alabama loses, and Saturday, Quinn Ewers, he was playing the game of his life until he got hurt. Most times when Alabama loses, it's because the other team's quarterback is on fire. The reason I brought that up is because you would think Appalachian State's quarterback, he had to play out of his mind. No, he didn't even play that good. He only completed 50% of his passes and threw for 130 yards. If you would have told Texas A&M fans going into that game that quarterback was going to complete 15 out of 30 passes and only throw for $130, you would have thought you would have won that game by 30 points. That's what's really sad about this. The opposing team's quarterback, he didn't beat you. You know what beat you? Appalachian State as a collected team, as a collected unit beat you. It wasn't a fluke play. This wasn't anything like the kick six or a Hail Mary or anything like this. No, you just literally got outperformed. Appalachian State's offensive line made Texas' defensive line and entire defensive front seven look like a JV varsity team. Why did I say JV varsity team? I don't know. I just meant to say JV. You get what I'm trying to say. I talked about this Saturday in the Week 2 recap. Look at the running backs. They had 3-man running backs, and it wasn't like they was busting off a huge run. No, they was grounding and pounding, getting 4 yards a carry. 5 yards of carry and 6 yards. I watched their main running back Peoples literally run over that defense. I want to emphasize this for the people that didn't watch. This wasn't a speed back that was getting around the edge. No, it was straight up, my guys are better than you. We're going to ground and pound it. It's laughable. It really is. It's embarrassing. This is the same A&M team as an Alabama fan I'm supposed to be scared of? I told you guys last year, is it not a red flag that you upset Alabama last year, which is going to only happen maybe once every 6 or 7 years, and you still only went 8-4? A&M fans, think about that. You did the impossible last year, and you still had an average season. The year you upset Alabama, you still can't even have a good year. You still go 8-4. Does that not tell you that you have a problem? It's not a talent problem. You got all the 5 stars in the world. It has nothing to do with talent. It's your leader. It's your head coach. I shouldn't even say leader. I should say quote-unquote leader, because I think he's a chump. And I already know you're going to have that one Jimbo fan run to the comments, well, Matt, he's won a national championship. I don't care about that. That was in 2013, and he didn't win that championship. He's lucky he had Jameis Williams, the best quarterback in the country, maybe the best player in the country, win it for him. Don't care that he won that championship. It doesn't matter. That even goes to prove he's a fraud even more. I'll give you a great example. Y'all familiar with Gene Chizik at Auburn? He was a terrible head coach, but he had Cam Newton, so he won a championship. Is anyone in their right mind going to tell you Gene Chizik is a great coach? No, he just got lucky. And even Gene Chizik has said it himself. He knew he wasn't a great coach. But that's why I like Gene Chizik, because he's a realist. He understands it. The problem with Jimbo Fisher is he thinks he's on the level of a Nick Saban or a Kirby Smart, and he's nowhere even close. He's nowhere close. Are we even sure if he's better than Sam Pittman at Arkansas right now? Let's be real. I don't want to get into that. Maybe we'll talk about it later in the week. I absolutely love what Sam Pittman's doing over there. Where are my Arkansas fans at? We got any? Let me know in the comment section. Here's what's really interesting, and I bet none of you even knew this. Remember earlier in the video, we talked about how Nebraska bought out Scott Frost for $15 million? We can all agree buying out a coach for $15 million? That's insane. Well, guess what? Jimbo Fisher's buyout is $95 million. A&M doesn't have a choice. They're stuck with him. They can't fire him. No school in the country can afford to pay out that $95 million. Oh, and if that wasn't good enough for you, he has a clause where he can't be fired or he has to be paid that. So pretty much, I'm going to try to dumb this down and make it easy to understand. Basically, Jimbo Fisher cannot be fired until 2031. Remember, Jimbo got that new contract extension after beating Alabama, so now he's getting paid $9 million per year to disappoint. And once again, if you want to buy him out, good luck. It's going to cost you nearly $100 million. If you're an A&M booster, fan, or athletic director, please let me know in the comment section. How are you feeling? You can't be feeling good, can you? You were trapped into one of the worst contracts I've ever seen. At least Nebraska, yeah, you had to pay him a lot of money, but it was only $15 million. I couldn't imagine paying a guy $95 million to leave. In Jimbo Fisher's case, the best case scenario would be if they paid him to leave. Think about it. Even at Ogeron, the former LSU coach, they only had to pay him, I think, about $17 or $18 million. Whoever agreed to this contract on A&M side, you're a flat-out idiot and bozo, and you deserve this. The only way there should be a $95 million buyout is for one man, and I think we all know who I'm referring to, is Nick Saban. I never thought in a million years I would say this. I kind of feel bad for Texas A&M fans. You are trapped by the biggest fraud in the country, and he goes by the name of Jimbo Fisher. This man is scamming Texas A&M out of $9 million per year, and I don't even know. I want to laugh at this, but it's sad. It really is. That's all I got to say. I'm extremely curious. Please let me know your thoughts down below. But right away, Billy.